Suffering is a choice, and if you disagree with that, it's most likely because you're choosing to suffer. You have to understand that in the midst of adversity, in the midst of circumstance, in the midst of any problem, you always have the choice to smile in the face of it and do everything in your power to either ignore it, because if you don't ignore it, it'll most likely destroy you, or you can use, the ability, the responsibility, and the mental capability within your mind to use your brain to actually create a solution and to actually induce something instead of reverberating the problem and becoming a problem because you have problems. Start actually thinking about fucking solutions like your mind is supposed to, do, is to think of a solution to fix a problem in your life instead of, stagnate and leave that problem walk all over you and trample you. I mean, it's really simple. If you're not going to swim against the waves of life, then you're most likely gonna fucking drown, because this game of life is, you're gonna either surf the waves or you're gonna crash and you're gonna die a slave, a corporate slave, a mental slave, a slave to addiction, a slave to the porn, a slave to the cigarette, a slave to the vape, a slave to the weed, a slave to anything that you are not in control of. If you don't have 100% possession over that mind of yours, then you're most likely not going to create the reality that you want, and you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer in some alternative shit reality that, the lowest version of you has created for yourself, because that is what you are, the lowest version of you. Because that highest version of you is going to quit that addiction, is going to move on in life and be a better individual in every aspect, because if not, that individual is going to die a bitch in the one life they get only once. And to refuse to be better, to refuse to accept that, you can turn a situation around, to refuse that you can, enlighten yourself and to become magnificent in the way of moving in the universe, to construct yourself in that ideal image of self, to create a better set of circumstances for yourself. Your reality is a reflection of you. If you are suffering in a reality that you do not enjoy, it's because there's something within you that you need to fix to have a better reality. Everyone wants the better thing. No one wants to become the better thing. Therefore, they never have the better thing, and they just remain that low quality piece of shit. So either become the high quality and receive the high quality through your own effort, through your own willpower, to go out into the world and earn what the fuck you believe you deserve, to earn what you believe you're worth, or remain the low quality and then receive what you believe you're worth. But don't get mad when you receive something you didn't want to receive. You receive some shit that is half-assed and undone, just like yourself, if you refuse to accept the self-development, the work of life. Everyone talks about it's not about the money. It's not about the money. The only reason you wake up early is to go get the money. But when it comes to you, you can't wake up early for your own fucking life. When it's the weekend and you ain't got no work, then your ass is asleep till 12 p.m. But when it comes to work, your ass up at 6:30. So shut the fuck up about it ain't about the money. It's really about the money. But before you could get the money, you need to work on yourself. And then when you have an individual who can always put in the work whenever the work needs to be done, when you've created an individual who is better at getting shit done than 99% of fucking primates on this earth, yes, inferior primates, because if they conduct themselves in an inferior manner by indulging in inferior habits, then that is an inferior piece of shit, the germ on the bottom of my fucking shoe. And, we can sit here and we can pretend like everyone's equal and we can accept them for what they are. But in reality, they don't even accept themselves. And that's why they're left undone. Because every individual who truly accepted themselves made a difference within themselves to be a better self. So you can sit there and pretend like you accept yourself, but we know you don't. And this is why you manifest that envy, piece of shit, bitch energy into the universe, and you stifle in existence, never actually amounting or becoming anything in the life you only get once. To go a life with continuous suffering and to never understand that the only way to actually fix your suffering is to go through it with a smile. You have to understand that everyone is avoiding to go through. Everyone is avoiding to actually run straight into the brick wall until the brick wall breaks. The thing is, people want the brick wall to break instantly. It's like you need to be the individual to run into the brick wall 15 to 30 to 100 fucking times. And when the brick wall finally breaks, then you've became the individual that you were planning to become, the best version of you. You're not going to run through that wall the first fucking time. But as you continue to try, you shift your paradigm. As you continue to try, you become a higher level individual. You start thinking about more intelligent ways to run through that wall like a fucking beast, a different fucking savage that circumstance cannot break, a different fucking savage that no condition in the external world, no condition in the mental internal world can shift that individual from achieving that goal. If you are being shifted from anything extrinsic, if you are being shifted from anything intrinsic, if anything is shifting your mind for you to not possess control of your mind to the fullest of capability, to allow anything other than yourself to control your actions, is to be rendered mentally inferior to the individuals who possess 100% of their minds all the time. And, it's not about being perfect. It's about perfecting. So you're not going to be perfect, but as long as you continue perfecting, no one can tell you shit because you were better than the individual a week ago, right? So that is what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to develop, not to be a fucking diamond overnight, but to slowly but surely carve ourselves in the best image of self. And we do that by slowly or rapidly, depending on the type of individual you are. You can make that choice to either slowly or rapidly begin moving towards that self-development. Now, the more rapidly you increase, the more you intensify that personal development, is the faster you're going to attain and reach those goals. So when you put yourself in certain predicaments to intensify your reality, to excrete more resistance or intention within yourself to execute what you need to execute at a higher level, you're going to rapidly increase your personal development, and you're going to correspond to the outcomes 10x accelerated, and you're going to reach to your goal faster than you would have if you didn't have that resistance or circumstance or condition that you assigned to yourself to achieve that goal. And so when we look at certain individuals who never achieve goals in their life, that always remain a stagnant piece of shit, it's because that individual has never been in a situation where they were like, fuck, what the fuck am I gonna do? And when you get into that situation, now you're a different beast, or you're a different bitch. So you're either a different beast who is going to adapt and who's going to accelerate and who's going to compensate and who is going to amplify the intention and who is going to excrete more of that inner power, that willpower, to unleash a different fucking savage into the world to get shit done, to correspond to higher outcomes in their reality. Or you're going to be a different bitch who can't do shit in life and who's going to fall to their knees and suck the dick of circumstance because they were too bitch to look in the fucking mirror and understand that if they don't fix that shit is not going to be fixed. If you don't fix and develop and do the work of life, that shit is going to be undone. That shit is going to be left unfixed, and you're going to walk around like an undone piece of shit. So don't walk around like a germ on the bottom of my shoe, but look in the mirror and understand that all the potential is within you. But the longer you leave yourself undone is the longer that, you're going to be left undone. Like, comprehend the velocity of that and let it tear through the fabrics of your mind. And also, the longer you wait to get shit done, which is yourself, to get yourself done and to complete the work of life, which is the work of yourself, and to develop yourself thoroughly, the longer you wait is the more time you waste, and then the less time you have to get shit done, which means when you get shit done, that's also going to be the less time you have to enjoy being the carved marble of yourself, the best version of you. The longer you take to actually reach to that level where you're like, fuck, what the fuck is that? The longer you take to get that internal feeling and to let it corrode your brain and then create intention to be a better individual, is the more longer you're going to sit in that uncomfortable piece of shit that you don't even want to be. So look in the mirror, reflect on your life, and understand that the development of life is the work of life, and the longer you reject the development is the longer you reject the work, and the longer you reject the work is the longer you remain worthless as in the word worthless. If you are undone, if you are unintelligent, if you are incompetent, And then you have an individual who's intelligent, competent, and not undone, and who is done, and who has developed themselves through the work of life, and who has molded their circumstance into a better circumstance by smiling in the face of adversity. You're going to be worth less than that individual, because that individual is putting more work into themselves to be worth more than you. And so when we look at individuals who always talk about equality, yes, everyone is equal, but not in capability and not in measurement of getting shit done. So yes, me and you are the same, but my work ethic compares to yours, my mindset compared to you is just on a different level. Therefore, I ain't better than you, but we are both equal. And as humans, as the same species, we are interconnected. And to not be an intelligent individual, to shut the fuck up and just listen, and then to receive resources in the self-development community linked below, to not learn from individuals who know more than you, to not understand that you can learn from people who do more, who are more, and who continually prove themselves to be more than you through their conduct and their habits, not their ego, to not smoke or drink more than you, but to genuinely have zero vices, zero negative habits, to always wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning. When he was at the 24-hour gym, guess what? He never missed the 3:45 a.m. workout. When he was at the 5 a.m. gym, he never missed the 5 a.m. workout. And when he was at, on the weekend, when the gym opens at 7 a.m., he's at the park at 5 a.m. doing his workout. So when the individual proves himself to be who he says to be, and you can hear in the intellectual prowess that he delivers to you through linguistical communication to reverberate the frequency that he's on into your mind, and to embed a different image, a different future, a different vision for yourself into your mind for you to become a better individual in life. To reject that opportunity is to be stupid as shit. And it's not that I think you're stupid, it's you are stupid. And to reject the opportunity to click the description, the link in the description, and join that community, and to absorb the value in it, is to just remain on that same level that you've been, and to remain in the same position that you don't want to be in. And that is just a reflection of poor conduct, of a poor individual who's always going to remain poor because they never made the choice to be more. So it's not that you can't change, it's that you don't want to change. And when you hear the message to change, now you're mad because the truth is you don't want to change, but you say you want to change. But when we tell you here's the opportunity for change, you don't change. So what does that say about you? It says a lot about you, and you should look in the mirror and reflect about that individual who won't take responsibility and accountability, and who's going to leave themselves undone in the grand scheme of the unfoldment of life, that they only get once, and that they took for granted to not be grateful for every second that God has divinely ordained and blessed them with. So before you get mad at anyone, get mad at yourself for being a undone piece of shit bitch in this world. And understand that every second you waste not making that change is every second we took advantage of to make more change to the already thoroughly developed individual who will continue to evolve as time continues. So that's the message for today. Peace.